It's Chief Summers, Kutztown Police.
Yes?
I need to talk to you about some things. I was wondering if you could come down to the station here.
Is this an official matter?
Yes.
In regards to?
You're recording people.
Well, that's 100% legal. Public space, public meeting.
Well, yeah, that's why I'd like to talk to you about some things.
We're not going to talk about anything in private, you and I, for one, not unless I have some sort of legal representation.
Well, then
you're charging me with anything? Pardon me?
You're welcome to have an attorney here present if you'd like.
Am I being charged or investigated for a crime?
I'm just telling you, I just want to pass some information on to you. And that information is basically, and I can do it over the phone if you'd like, if you'd prefer that. Doesn't matter to me.
Are you referring to, like, policies about the
I'm referring to the law, actually.
Okay, and what is that?
The wiretap law, Chapter 57.
Okay, well,
Chapter 5703.
Okay, 5703 states about wiretapping has to do with expectation of privacy.
Correct.
Nobody in that meeting had an expectation of privacy.
Okay.
It's a public meeting. It's a public space.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There's minutes being taken, and nobody there has an expectation of privacy.
Well,
now,
there's.
If you're going to continue on that, we can go there. Okay. You want to go ahead and charge under wiretapping laws? We'll go there. This is a First Amendment protected act. Didn't say anybody
was going to charge you. Never said anybody was going to charge you.
Then what's the phone call about?
I'm just telling you certain things that you're doing that could be illegal. Okay.
I'm well aware of what I'm doing and the legality of it.
So for instance, you came here to the station, right?
Uh-huh.
And you wiretapped me.
No, sir. You were in uniform, so you have no expectation of privacy once you have that badge on. You were in a public space. You propped the door open. You propped the door open to this police station at the time so other people could hear it. So, you are an elected, you are not elected. You are a public official, law enforcement. Once you put the badge on, you lose all expectation of privacy, which is the exact reason that you can walk around with a body camera on and record your interactions with the public.
Well, that's
legally,
written into
without
law.
my permission.
That's written into law.
No. Look,
it is written.
You're calling me up to threaten me right now and telling me that
I am not threatening you at all. I am just telling you that there's certain things that you're doing that could be construed as being illegal. I've already conferred with the district attorney. I've already conferred with them, and you're not going to be charged with anything. However, if you, like, for instance, I'll give you an example. If you're recording somebody and they know that you're recording them, right? Right. Say you have your camera out, whatever, and they see that you're recording them, and they say, "Please stop recording me," and you continue to do that. That could fall under one of two things. It could be harassment, or it could fall under the wiretap law.
Really? So how come every time that I have called you guys about people following me around in public and videoing, all of a sudden it wasn't a fucking problem?
Warren, you've done it to them. You followed them around.
No, okay, so you're telling me, okay, now, again, we're talking about public places. We're talking about...
Doesn't matter if it's public or not public.
It does. It really does.
If they ask you to stop recording them, okay, and you continue to do it, then it could be a violation of law.
We've been through this. I've called you up with that exact complaint of where I was on private property and people following me around, videoing me after asking them to stop, and what did you tell me?
Warren, I'm telling you, and I can tell them the same thing.
No, you didn't tell them. You told me that it was perfectly legal. I was doing it.
No.
Basically, it was,
No,
that's how it was.
Video recording, audio recording are two different things. Audio and video are two different things.
Yes, according to wiretap law. But when it comes to wiretap, it comes down to an expectation of privacy.
Right, correct.
Very simple.
Correct. But it also comes down to a harassment thing. So if you're following them to Weiss Markets, if you're following them to Turkey Hill, if you're following them to their home and stuff like that.
Where are you getting these accusations from? This is slander. Right now what you're doing is slander. You're now accusing me of following people to Turkey Hill to their home.
You
just said it.
I said
if this conversation is being recorded, is it being recorded?
It is.
Okay. I want a copy of it. Because you just accused me of following people.
I did not.
You just did. You said if I'm going around.
If, exactly. I said if you're doing those things. Well, you're the one that posted certain things on your own webpage.
Saying what?
You posted with the one guy when you were at the Turkey Hill, and you guys had an interaction.
That's right. I was down there, and the guy pulled up in the lot.
You posted.
And I have a body camera because you guys haven't done shit about the people following me around.
And they're saying that you're following them around. I
have proof otherwise. And that's the exact point.
Do you have proof? Fine.
Yes.
If you have proof, then and they're harassing you, then fine, they'll get arrested. As a matter of fact, we did arrest that one guy because he slapped the phone out of your hand. If you remember.
Yeah, after
correctly.
I pushed it. Yeah, after I keep pushing you guys to do something.
There wasn't a push. We sat there and he was arrested within a day or two. We don't go arresting doesn't necessarily mean you arrest them on site.
No, I'm talking about the idea of having these confrontations, and I've told you guys for countless months, okay, that we were building up to a point where there was going to be a confrontation.
You're right.
Okay?
You're right.
I've been around. This is a fucking town, dude. I go to the grocery store. I didn't even go to Turkey Hill. I was down there recording the damage still done to the Saucony at the time. And when I walk around the building, lo and behold, there's a guy in the parking lot who starts yelling shit at me. And that's exactly where the camera fucking picks up from. The moment I'm walking around the back of Turkey Hill, I had no idea that guy was out front, but I'm walking into a public space. And in order to make sure that I have an irrefutable witness, as to what my actions, statements were, that's what that camera does. It is an irrefutable witness, uncontestable, no question about what happened. And that's what the purpose of that camera is for. It serves the place of somebody who has a perfect memory and an ability of total recall and absolute sensory heightenedness, okay? And that's what that camera does. Taking it around in public spaces where people have no expectation of privacy does not violate anybody's law. Now, if the Kutztown Borough has a policy of saying that I have to ask permission, or maybe they don't want videoing in the public hall, okay, that's policy. And policy is not law.
I'm not saying there's a policy. I'm not saying there's a law.
So there is no policy.
If you're recording, I'm just saying if you're recording
somebody surreptitiously, if there's a law that I've broken, then charge me.
If you're recording somebody surreptitiously,
not surreptitiously.
If you're doing it surreptitiously and then
surreptitiously implies some sort of you're actually saying like surreptitiously
secretly, correct. And
yeah, you're saying if there's somebody
and they're not aware of it, and they're not aware that they're being recorded, that is a violation of law.
Did you make me aware that this conversation was being recorded when we started it?
I don't have to. Did you hear that beep?
Did you make me aware that this conversation was being recorded when we started?
I don't have to. It's
yeah,
written in the law.
That's
written in the law.
Law.
Continue to read that section. It's in the law saying that if you continue to read down there, it'll talk about police phone calls, and there's a beep that'll let you know that it's being recorded. If you hear it, there it goes.
Yeah, I know that. I know what the beep is. Okay,
exactly.
But the whole point
about
all this is, and what is that all about? It's about accountability, isn't it?
What do you mean? Why it's being recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And guess what? There were no meeting minutes the other night. Nobody was recording that. Okay? And countless times I've been flipped out on by you and by others.
Flipped out by me?
Yeah, that's actually in minutes. Okay? And then what's not in minutes is the previous time where you decided to flip out about not enforcing Act 124. Because, you know that I've been extremely vocal about your lack of enforcement of Act 124. Okay. Now, if you want to call me up, you want to lean on me now.
I'm not leaning on you. I am just.
Then what is this call about?
I am just giving you. Actually, I'm giving you a courtesy call. This is all it was. It was a courtesy call, just saying that if you continue to do that, you could be arrested. That's what I'm saying.
Look, you got me on something. Charge me. Okay. I don't need legal advice from you. You're doing
I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm giving you a courtesy call. That's all it is. You do whatever you wanted to do. I'm telling you that, so you can't turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I wasn't aware of that."
No. Who asked you to give this courtesy call?
Nobody.
And then why? Then why did you make a call to the district attorney?
Because I wanted a clarification on it. And
who made the complaint?
A lot of people made the complaint. Actually, there were several people that made complaints.
Sure.
And you know what, Warren? You're absolutely right. You're in a public meeting. Public meetings is perfectly fine. And so there's nothing going to come from that. You're right, and that's fine.
And you know what? See, here's the thing. Because it's up there. Did I make public the video of you telling me how much you don't care about this problem and you think that I'm wrong? Did I make public the video of Scott Piscatelli dropping the F-bomb on me at the last meeting? No. So what got public? A public video that shows our elected officials actually behaving reasonably and making the right decision. And that's what I put out there. I didn't put out the one with you shooting your mouth off about how much you don't care and how much you're not going to assist me in the problem with this ecological business.
Okay.
And I didn't put out the one where Scott Piscatelli's dropping the F-bomb on me, right? No, I didn't put that one out, but I could. So why don't you pass that message back down the pipe to these folks? All right?
That's fine. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, saying there's certain things that you can and cannot do.
I'm well aware of that.
Okay. I'm just, as long as you're well aware that, if you're recording somebody and they're not aware of it, then you can be following.
But I'm telling you this: the next time that I'm out in public and I've got a Beaver employee recording me, and I tell them to stop, but like I've done, and I've got recordings of me telling them to stop, I want you to actually press it then. I want you to prosecute.
Okay, and then fine. And then if they tell you the same thing, then you have to stop, right?
Fine.
Is that fair enough?
If I'm wearing a body camera, there's no stopping that.
No, if you're wearing a body camera and you're audio recording them and they say stop, and if they don't know you're wearing a body camera and they say stop, then it's the same deal, right?
No, you want to know why? Because it's a bunk claim. It's public space. Wiretapping laws do not apply in public spaces, period.
Not if you're doing it secretly, Warren.
It's not secretly. If I've got a thing strapped to my chest, it's right there plainly, and everybody knows that I carry a body camera.
Let me ask you this. So it's okay for you to record them, but not okay for them to record you.
That's the whole point.
Why is
I'm
that?
saying to you is that they can't stop me, and I can't stop them, apparently, right? Because that's how we had this whole law go down.
No. Listen, we're talking about certain things. Okay, so there's the wiretap law, 5702, but then there's harassment.
Harassment,
okay?
Yes, we talked about that, and the idea of what the intent was. And this is where in your little recording, you like to go off about your 30-year law degree, which I think is probably lacking in First Amendment rights concerning first-person videography. You know what I mean? I kind of doubt you haven't upped yourself on that one personally, but the whole idea here is that it's the intent. If somebody's following you around and they can record in public spaces, audio, video, whatever, it's not wiretapping law. There's nothing secretive about it.
But it can be harassment. But it can be harassment, right?
When the intent,
right.
When you're looking at intent, is to bother, disturb, or to upset. Well, that is exactly what those people were doing to me.
And is
that
what you're doing to them?
My intent.
Is that what you're doing to them?
My intent, and I've explained this to you on multiple occasions, is recording events of these buses. As I'm recording a bus smoking, as I'm recording an inanimate object.
But if you're recording these people, if you're recording a guy walking by you, if you're recording that guy walking by you.
Are you going to listen to me?
Well, no, I'm talking now. So if you're recording a guy, because you've done that to me. You said, no, I'm not going to listen to you. So this is what I'm going to tell you. If you're recording a guy walking by you, and all he's doing is walking down the street, and he says, stop, please don't record me, and you continue to do it, that can be considered harassment.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Now, the point where I'm outside, and then I'm recording an inanimate object, and somebody comes along and jumps in front of the camera there and starts giving me a hard time, saying this or that, and then whips out their camera and starts recording me, telling me I should not be recording them. Now, they're recording me videoing a bus.
So you know what I would do in that situation? If you call us, you probably both are going to get arrested, and then let the judge figure it out. That's what's going to happen probably.
Sure.
You're both going to get cited, and then you both can tell the judge and let her figure it out. Now she may end up dismissing both of them. I don't know, but at some point, in that particular situation, you have your side of the story, they have their side of the story, and honestly, probably. I think both of you guys are probably wrong in that particular situation.
Well, your opinion really doesn't matter. One, two.
Okay.
And the fact is, what's going on and what I've been documenting are crimes. Okay, I've been documenting excessive idling. Remember that one you guys didn't enforce for 10 years? I've been documenting wastewater problems, the ones that the DEP have not been enforcing for the last 5. Okay, what I'm documenting is what's making things happen. All right. I'm the one who got the whole thing pushed through over the zoning violation with the 18 unregistered, uninspected vehicles. The KPD didn't catch the 6 of them that were driven off the property uninspected 2 weeks ago. Didn't catch that, did you? The 18 that are sitting up here on blocks and leaking all over the place. That's all zoning violation. And nobody did anything about that until I started going out and started taking pictures. Now we have the incident of all this runoff water, and not a damn thing was done about that all these years, and nothing will get this property cleaned up unless I'm the one who went out and did all the work contacting the DEP and taking all these pictures of water, right? What I'm doing has clearly been documenting crimes, okay? Now, you haven't gotten on board. You haven't done it in 10 years. If KPD had enforced the idle law, the Beaver Toileries would have been forced to either update or repair their fleet. And all that time they spent with vehicles idling excessively, that report from 2008, that clearly states that behavior was going on when it leaked all over the property. Now, that's a little bit before your time, but it's indicative of the behavior that's been going on here for a decade, okay? And that's exactly what I've been trying to combat. Because you know what? The continuous mantra that comes from your department is saying, oh, well, I'm not a car guy. Well, guess what? You're tasked with enforcing the law that requires you to be hip to cars. Okay? That's the same speech I've gotten from the DEP. And guess what? I'm the car guy. I'm the first one here with the wherewithal and the legal knowledge to pull this stuff off. I'm not in cuffs yet, guy. You want to know why? Because what I'm doing is legal. And I put up with this for 2 years. And now because somebody from the borough or somebody from an elected official or somebody with enough clout that got you to pick up the phone and call the DA, and then you want to call me and give me some kind of legal advice or whatever it is, just a little heads up, like I don't know what I'm doing? No, this is what you would call a thinly veiled threat and intimidation. Well, you're calling me up and telling me people are complaining. Well, guess what? People have been complaining for 2 years. I'm one of them, and you didn't do shit. And now, all of a sudden, now there's something that goes up that shows what's been really happening. And now Lisa Bailey wants to call up and complain because, oh, well, she didn't know. Well, guess what? She showed up there to chew me out and then wound up swallowing her tongue. You know why? Because I'm coming with facts, Craig. I'm not coming with opinions or conjecture. I'm coming with facts. And guess what? None of them can be refuted. And what I'm doing is 100% legal. If the borough wants to develop a policy that says no cameras or that I have to ask permission, that's fine. And that's policy. And I can be banned from the building, or they could try to, if they want. They could ban me from doing that practice, but you can't arrest me for something that's not, when there's no law broken. Policy is not law. Right?
Well, I didn't say it was. I didn't say.
So what's it going to take for me to get a recording of this conversation?
You file a right to know request, and then you can get one.
What do I need? Date, time?
Date and time.
All right.
Okay, are we done?
If I publish this conversation, that's not a violation of wiretap laws either.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Well, again, public official, it's being recorded, so I don't know what you're going to do with the recording. And the fact is,
I'm not going to do anything with the recording. Actually, I'm going to hang up from you, and then we're done.
But you're calling at somebody's behest here, and it's not, for my personal safety. If you were concerned about my safety or well-being or anything like that,
I'm not calling at somebody's behest. I'm calling just to give you a heads up. That's all I was doing. Actually, just giving you a heads up. That's all. So you can't turn around and say, "Yep, I didn't know that." And clearly you know the law, so fine. So, and I'm just telling you what can happen. That's all I'm telling you.
That's fine. But I'm telling you right now that I have brought this specific thing up with you, and I have that conversation recorded, okay, where you blow down the whole idea of intent when it comes to video recording somebody and harassment. But you yourself said that.
That I said there has to be intent, right?
No, I said it was all about the intent, and you came back with, oh, what, you have a law degree? Huh? Where's your law degree from? Remember that? No?
I vaguely remember it, yeah.
You will, okay? So I'll be down with that right to know request, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
All
What
right.
format? Can I get that on a memory stick?
What's that?
Can I get it on a memory stick, or what do I need to get that on?
It's probably going to be on a CD.
Okay. I'll bring down a CD or DVD. I can bring one down.
No, we'll do it, and then that's fine. I think there's a slight fee. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.